story that I heard yesterday. Yeah, it goes the headlines, man. They all just go to plan. They're framed and fixed and rigged. You know they're all just spam. So buckle down, plug right in. It crawls its way under your skin. Just got out from the things they spout, and it won't make you shout. Give me that good news, because I'm tired of the same old shit. That good news, because I'm tired of the same old shit.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the grounds with Giles, Jones, and Slagle today. Cappuccinos is missing, as is Kelsey.
Kelsey's on the road.
Kelsey's on the road. She'll be back next week. Welcome in the most unique show on the internet.
I'm back. the best one there is.
Brought to you by our new sponsors, my wife, Sam at Minuteman Press, Crystal Lake. Specifically, Minuteman Crystal Lake, the best Minuteman in the country.
Absolutely.
They design, print, and promote you all your printing needs. Anything that you can print or put your name on, they can make it for you. That's their whole thing.
And they're creative. So if you don't have an idea, they will help.
Oh, they've
you
got
create
the
it.
design.
Yeah.
It's from scratch to finished product. They've got you.
Yeah. Brilliant team over there. Priced right. And they help a ton of small businesses. Absolutely love them over there. Minuteman Press of Crystal Lakes. I think it's MinutemanPressCL.com.
Mm-hmm. That's the one.
That's it. Yeah. And a good shout out to our friends, Chris over at Cars. If you need your car worked on, no matter what it is, oil change, brakes, tires, suspension, whatever it is, and you're busy, here's what they'll do. They'll just come running right over to where you're at, pick up your car, drive it over to the shop while you're at work or doing your laundry, whatever it is. If you don't have time to get it to the shop, they'll come get it, work on the car, fix it, deliver it back to you.
It's convenient.
I mean, it is absolutely one of the best services out there. Took my truck over there. Absolutely just love it. No problems at all. Yeah, heavy's riding good. So that's good. That's good. Our friends over at Cars, check them out at carsauto.com.
Excellent.
Yeah. And that's CARSS, two S's. Cars. Yeah.
Plural.
How was your week, guys?
Double
Good week?
plurals.
Oh, and hey, right underneath Scott there is our good friend Uncle Pete. God rest his soul. But hey, if you want to be part of this great show, you just put that right in your URL and come on screen and be part of this great show.
Or if you live in the area, come visit us Friday mornings.
That's right.
Love to have you in studio. You know, we can never take too many people to come in and give us those different views and different opinions. I mean, that's
right.
what it's all about here, right? At the grounds. I mean, looking at the way life is and what's going on and how we can help each other through it, right?
Well, yeah, that's what we
Somewhat.
do. The grounds. Talk
The
about it.
grounds.
How was your guys' week? Good week?
It's a busy week.
Yeah.
Ah, say the least, right? You guys know my week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wake up yesterday morning to somebody busted into your store.
Yeah.
And I get a picture sent to the front glass, you know, laying on the front door glass, just laying everywhere. It was just like, oh, well, I guess the morning has
Yeah.
started.
So your alarm didn't go off?
So
Yep, no.
Similarly to how my morning started yesterday, I woke up and saw that post almost first thing on Facebook, and I was like, "This is amazing." Because whoever does your Facebook post is hysterical. I don't know if
my
that's your wife.
Yep.
Yeah, she's hysterical. And then the comments, I mean, 100 comments about stolen dildos. That might have been.
It doesn't take very long for people to start speaking their mind.
I
on that
think
shit.
it was a great way to wake up yesterday. Reading all that.
I'm glad you got comedy out of it.
And you guys got for a handful of CBD rolls, you guys got a great amount of advertising out of it. Everybody heard
It's a lot
about
more
that.
than a handful of CBD joints,
Oh.
unfortunately, because that front
Okay.
door is almost $1,200.
Well, right.
But
The
yeah.
door itself is wild.
Yeah, it
That's
was.
what I said.
It was an interesting morning, but I mean, the week's been good. You know, I mean, the nice thing is we woke up to that calamity, if you will, went in, took care of it, met with the detectives, went through the whole 9 yards.
Mm.
Gave them as much footage and stuff as we could from our cameras. They were gathering it from around town, and I don't know, like 3 hours later, we get the call. We got him. I'm just like, awesome. It couldn't end better. I mean, obviously started out horrible, but then they get him, so it's like, all right, this is great. Let's
Yeah.
continue going on. So I mean, there's a relief there. that they at least caught the person, but it's still the whole headache thing. I mean, it sets your day on the wrong tone right away. When
Of course.
the first thing I try not to be the first thing in the morning when I wake up to be in like fix mode or
Yeah.
like panic mode, which, for some people is a very real thing, waking up like that. But
Yeah.
other than that little calamity, it's been great. I mean, the weather's good. The world's the world right now, but I have no other real complaints. I mean, I'm happy. I'm healthy. The kids are good. I'm learning more.
Good.
I don't know what I'm learning. Although I did learn yesterday, fun fact,
Yeah.
on a jug of milk, the plastic milk jugs,
Yeah.
they have circles on the outside,
Yep.
indented circles. I never knew what the hell those were for. I found out last night. Do you know, Kent?
I don't.
Do you know, Steve?
Yeah, it's
All
'cause
right,
they're-
don't give it up. Let's see if anyone listening today knows why those little circles are in there. We'll give them a couple minutes because I busted up laughing. I'm like, that makes so much sense.
So I don't drink milk.
Do you learn anything new this weekend?
I learned that you guys drink milk. I don't.
No, I don't say I drink almond milk, but regular milk. That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't
It was one
drink
thing.
Yeah, I don't even look at it.
We buy the small containers of vitamin D because Sam likes her milk with her cereal, and
Oh.
that's all we use milk for and cooking. Something interesting I learned this week was that all dolphins are whales. Didn't know that. All dolphins are whales. They are under the marine biology classification of toothed whales.
Toothed.
Toothed whales. Also, orcas, famously the dickiest of all
Right.
whales, are dolphins. Not they
Just
they
big,
are the
cute
sub,
dolphins.
yeah, they're
that's why
the-
they can make them dance and everything at SeaWorld,
they're
right?
the subclassification of toothed whale, more closely related to dolphins than other whales. Just
Gotcha.
fun little thing that I learned. Didn't know prior to this week, and now I know.
That's actually pretty darn interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, something like that. I mean, it's like, wow, okay, I didn't know that. And how did you classify them?
Right.
So, how about you, Mr. Jones? What exactly happened with you this week?
Yeah,
Anything good?
Simple week. Pretty easy.
Simple week.
Week, you woke up, went to bed, woke
Yeah,
up, went to
pretty
bed,
easy.
did
Nothing-
it, rinse,
nothing
wash,
exciting.
rinse, repeat.
Yeah, nothing too exciting. Yeah. Just good week.
Was that so for me? Nothing too exciting, just a normal. I mean, for
Yeah.
me, I kind of wonder is, do people like just have the random, mundane, and I'm going to use the word mundane, random, like, do you prefer to be just the normal even keel every day, somewhat the same because you're ready for it and you can expect it, right? You know what's coming, or do you like days that really shake you up and push your limits?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a routine guy.
Yeah.
Right. I'm a very routine guy. So, if I do my routine, doesn't really matter what happens during the day to me. I'm not the guy who goes out and looks for a life lesson every day. That's not me. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's,
Well, yeah, that'd be a tough way.
It's I wake up about the same time every morning. I do the same things. I read the Bible before I get out of bed. Get out of bed, pee. Go to the gym, work out Monday through Thursday. Go home. Let the dogs out, feed the dog. I mean, literally.
So
I'm a routine guy.
You're very structured. You're very structured.
Yeah. I'm a very routine.
And you feel like that's needed for you? I mean, because some people don't necessarily
Morning,
work
Shannon.
better in
Hey, Shannon.
structure, right?
Yeah.
Right. And others do. Like some people thrive. The reason I'm asking is because like some people thrive on chaos,
Yeah.
right? Other people have to have that structure. And it's interesting to look at the differences, right, between the two people. They might be on so far end of the spectrum as far as what their day consists of, but at the end of the day, great people. Right. And they make their things happen. I just find it really interesting of the ones that, having so much structure, right.
Yeah.
And then the ones that just have zero structure, trying to, I guess, meld the two together, right. From having so much structure to no structure to like, a little bit more of a
Yeah.
routine-y.
Yeah. Shannon says one of the best things for your brain is a change in routine. We crave novelty, not so much chaos. Yeah. Well, so for me, I live in the moment, right? I'm here right now. I'm not worried about what's happening after this show, right? So I'm very, 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 very zen. I don't get out over my skis. It causes anxiety. I don't get behind my skis. It causes depression. That's what I believe, right? So when you're in the moment, different things happen, right? The novelty happens in the moment. Like today, I'm have coffee on Friday mornings with guys from church. I'm driving, and there's a little bee on my window, on my driver's window, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna kill it. Nope, it's pretty cold. You know what? I'm just gonna drive away. This little thing will float off. It made it all the way to Crystal Lake
Yeah.
on my window.
He was hanging in there, huh?
So that was a novelty, right? That was not, I didn't plan that, right?
Yeah.
But I watched this little guy hang on. I'm like, man, it's 56 degrees out, so this wind chill going 50 miles an hour,
Mm-hmm.
is probably down around 50. And this little guy is probably like, what the hell's going on? Why is this windstorm? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't know. So my entire sitcom or whatever at that point in the moment is the bee on my window,
Yeah.
not, oh, I got to get here and set up the studio. I got to get here. And right. So you're not a Zen guy, Scott. You don't, that
Right.
I sent you that book, how to be, to shut your brain off. Right. So I can tell people like, yeah, I calendarize my day. I do. You can take a look at my calendar. I calendarize my day. I color coded all that good stuff. And that's my routine. However, if in the moment something changes, it changes because I'm very in the moment, right? So my entire drive to the studio today from McHenry was really cool because I'm watching the life of this bee holding on to my window, right? And that was cool to me.
That is cool
Yeah.
because you're focused on something so simple.
Yeah.
So
Right.
weirdly enough, I don't think being hyper organized as an individual precludes you from thriving on the chaos. My wife and I are both people that thrive on the chaos, but like to keep our lives organized and scheduled. So Sam keeps our schedule. Anytime somebody asks me if I want to hang out, I always have to check in with my wife first because she keeps our social calendar. That's so
That's
she
smart.
she organizes that. But when I'm going to work, if I'm going to work at a bar or if Sam's going to work on a busy day, she knows that there's an 8-hour time frame where things are going to be pure chaos, where they're going to be crazy. If I'm working in a restaurant, and especially the later at night and the drunker the crowd, the more this is true. It's just going to be chaos. And then you thrive on that chaos for that set amount of time. And it's easier because I'm an organized person at heart. My brain is organized, my thoughts are more organized, and so it allows me to thrive on the chaos. If I was completely disorganized all the way around, I don't know if that would work so well. Probably just fall apart during the chaos.
Yeah, you're right, but that works, right? That's why I say is like, yesterday, you wake up to that. What did it do to your entire mental attitude in your day?
Well, that's for me. Obviously, it was definitely a shock. I'm lucky in the fact that I'm able to compartmentalize that, right, and realize that it sucks. It's unfortunate that it happened because I react differently than Deidre. We had different things, and we had a little conversation. I'm like, you take it too personally, right? And I mean, business can be considered personal, but it was like you can't let it ruin the rest of your day because that happened because you had no control over it. The only thing we have control over is how we're reacting to the issue.
When you said it earlier, you don't necessarily like waking up that way, but you did. You woke up in a problem-solving mood.
Right.
That for the rest of the day, your brain was laser focused on solving problems, whether there was one in front of you or not then. So you solved one early in the morning. Now for the rest of the day, you're like, all right, cool. I solved this. It's not even 10 a.m. The door's fixed. The guy's caught. The merchandise is rescued. What's next? Finger guns. Let's go. Like,
Yeah, all right.
I wish. I wish, and that's ideally how you'd like to move on. I mean, it does take a little bit more mental bandwidth
Yeah.
when something like that happens. And then, of course, you start thinking, what could we have done differently? Or what, I know obviously you can't change. Doesn't matter if you got a security system or not. If someone rips your glass apart. I mean, the guy was smart. He threw the brick through the glass, right? And then went in the shadows and waited to see if an alarm went off or anyone showed up.
For future reference, Tiger Pit. What can you do differently next time? Tiger Pit.
Yeah.
Tiger pits always work. People don't expect them. You're walking on sidewalk. Next thing you know, oh, guess what? It's not sidewalk. You're in a tiger pit. Yeah.
Well, the thing is like,
Tiger
it's
pits.
preparation, right?
That's deterrent.
Yeah, that's a deterrent. Don't step here. You'll take your foot off. But it's our reaction. We've talked about this before. It's not what happens to us in the world; it's how we react to it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah, but you said that Deidre takes it. She should. She spends a lot of time there. She's putting a lot of heart, soul, energy, her vibe into your retail stores. So yeah, she should take it very personal. It was a personal attack, right? Somebody came into her space. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, when the doors are open, come on in. But hey, it's ballsy too. I'm like, that's right on. That's right on. 31.
Oh, it's yeah.
I mean, that's well traveled.
Well traveled and cameras everywhere.
Everywhere, right?
You know, I mean, our camera, he had a mask on, so our cameras
Yeah.
didn't do much for us, but they got him like a quarter mile down the street walking
Yeah.
in his normal
Yeah.
garb. And here's the funny thing. He busted
I
the
like
door
that, man.
open to our CBD store at 4:20
Yeah.
in the morning.
Yeah.
I looked at the
I thought it was
the
fake.
detective. I'm like, how ironic is that?
Yeah.
So when I
Did he
first
sit there and wait going, 419, 420?
when I first saw the Facebook post, I read it 3 times, and then I actually looked up the police report for McHenry because I thought you guys were making a joke. I thought it was like a practical joke.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Thief breaks in, steals CBD rolls at 4:20 in the morning, and everybody's like commenting. I was like, "Oh, that's brilliant." They just made a joke, and then I looked up, I saw the actual police report, and I was like, "Wow,
Whoops.
that kid actually
Right.
did break in at 4:20."
I
How
know.
weird.
Right.
Like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the reason I say personally, right, because we do business is personal,
Yeah.
right? Can be very personal,
Yeah.
but like it ruined her personal mood, right? Like I have a business mood and a personal mood. Is that? I mean,
Sure. That makes sense.
and I get right, and I was pissed inside. Of course, like it's kind of cost us, we $1,200 to $1,400 depending on the glass and the time to clean it up
We
and
don't
all
have
this stuff.
insurance. Oh.
Well, we do have
Oh.
insurance, but you got a deductible when you have. Well, commercial insurance is really expensive, like everything else. So you got a deductible.
Right.
It's like, do I do $1,000 deductible, which is going to hurt me,
Right.
or just pay the extra
You got
400?
So you buy your commercial insurance by the guy in the overcoat outside.
Yeah,
Hey, buddy.
yeah. Come on over here,
I got
take care of me.
I like what Shayna says. What people might not understand is some types forecast and problem solve to self-soothe. Right?
Yeah.
Now that's I love that because I do that somewhat. I mean, you are right. I am not a Zen. I'm trying to be Zen.
Yeah.
It's hard to change.
No, it's taken years for me to get there.
Right.
You can't turn it on or off. I mean, it's literally taken me a really long time.
That's exactly.
Right,
I
and-
mean, as a kid, that was my brain.
Yeah.
Right. Was always what's next, what's next, what's next, because that's how I grew up. Right. And that's you got to do this, you got to do that. It wasn't the just relax, have fun.
Yeah.
Sit around, learn how to do nothing. It was you got to do this, you got to make
Yeah.
something of yourself. That was the culture I lived in. Not from my parents. My parents were really cool, but the people I hung around with. So for me, it is actually a Zen moment when I'm sitting down going like this. How do I do that? How do I do this?
Dana. New social media. Wake and bake challenge, maybe.
That's the new
Wake and
challenge.
bake, smash and grab.
Let's
Here we
see.
go.
Yeah,
420.
Wake and bake challenge. What's the challenge? To see what you can really get done the
Yeah.
day that you wake and bake versus
Yeah.
the day you didn't. Same tasks.
I run that challenge regularly.
I've got ADD, right? That's what we called it back in the day, right? Now it's ADHD, whatever. I was hyper. That's what back in the 70s, you were just a hyper kid.
you're a hyper kid.
Calm down, buddy. Go stand in the corner, right?
Put your dunce hat and shut the hell up.
Right. And so it's taken me a long time to get there. Now, my family, no, like I'm so in the moment. Like if I'm reading a text on my phone, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
And my family could be talking to me. I won't hear them. Right. And they're like,
Totally
oh my God.
get that one.
Right. And so they have to get my attention. I literally have to stop what I'm doing so that I can focus on what they're saying.
Yep.
Right. Because that's when I am in the moment, this is what I'm doing in the moment.
Oh,
Right.
We know that. We smell. That's what you're like.
Right.
We were talking about you.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
Because then because you're able to focus, right? And to
Yeah.
shut things out. I'm personally, I don't know about a lot of people, but I'm personally able to kind of shut things out, but I can't shut things off. Does that make sense?
It's interesting.
Right? My mind, I can focus one way, but in the very back of the mind, it's still kind of spinning.
Yeah.
Slightly. And that's where Shayna's comment does make sense
Yeah.
because for me, that is soothing going, wow, I could do this or I could do that. And it's all my choice or where I'm going to come at.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of just sitting there and breathing. And like for me, good, bad, or indifferent, I'm in motion most of the time.
Mhm.
Right. And when I'm not in motion, That's the hard part, right? Because then it's just existing. It's hard to just exist in Scott's world.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to learn how to
Yeah.
exist in the Zen, more of the Zen, because there is a big health benefit to that.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm trying to learn. So that book that you sent me, I can't wait to read.
Yeah.
But it is for me, a long answer. It is for me. It is relaxing. It is self-soothing
Yeah.
to plan, because for me, when I'm planning, then I kind of know where it's at. I'm not haphazardly getting things done. I mean, yes, in my day, things do happen haphazardly, but if I can have some type of plan and some generalized roadmap, it makes it a little bit easier for me to have that Zen moment when I'm done with my day, if you will.
I struggle with staying focused and present in the moment. It's something that I have to work on. I have to continually remind myself. And then the worst part is, the more in the zone I am, the less I am in that moment. So in the exact present moment. So if I'm really excited, or I'm hyped and I'm on a roll, right, and somebody's talking to me, I have to force my brain so hard to focus on what they're saying, because my brain is thinking of what I'm going to say
I'll
next.
take a little bit of that pound on that one, because
I
feel you on that one.
So like a lot of times I'll hear somebody will be talking to me, and I'm like, yeah, get through it so I can tell you the thing that I have to say.
In my head,
And then
you forget what you're supposed to
right,
tell them.
right. And then they finish, and then you blurt out what you're gonna say, and they're like, "This what we were what
We were talking about that 10 minutes ago."
Right. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, I've been dropped it on you."
I'm leaving the show now, because now I know someone else in the world feels the same way as me.
Yeah. Shayna says, my husband has to physically move. Me, not so much. I do most of the mental lifting. He handles the muscle stuff. We're so different. You share the same dynamic.
That's the yin and the yang. That's Deidre and I. And that's a good thing. I mean, to have those opposites, right? You help complement each other. And sometimes having the yin and the yang is also annoying as shit, because why can't you do it? That's just not my cup of tea. That's not my lane,
Yeah. Alice and I, of course, 33 and a half years married. The yin yang for us is I'm morning, she's night. She's a lady who's not afraid to, she'll pull a hammer, saw out, whatever. There's times I come home and she's built something. I'm like, and I'm like, oh,
That's awesome.
Right. She's creative. She's the creative. I don't see it. And then she's like, do this, it's going to look great. And I'm like, it's going to look like bullshit. This is right.
Like most men. Nope.
Right.
Nope.
Because I'm in the moment, she sees the finish line. Right. And 99.99999% of the time, it looks great.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and then I have to say, I'm sorry for getting mad at her and telling her it was going to be stupid. And, but she and I enjoy, she's not a, like, I love to go golf, things like that. She's not that person. We'll go for walks. But she's not like a outdoor sport type. But yeah, she's very physical. She's always moving. She's a very physical, cleaning, building, moving. And I'm, I could sit for hours. Right.
Yeah.
So then she's more of the I don't want to say anxiety, but the anxiety. She's moving constantly, or she's.
Yeah, I don't think it's anxiety. She's she's
I'm trying to think of the different word for it. Like you're very chill. She's more not excited. I can't think of it, but you know the word I'm trying to come up with.
So for my wife, it is anxious energy. She's got all this energy. It gives her anxiety unless there's an outlet for the energy. So she's always doing the sports. She's always got another activity going. She's got stuff, planned after work. She's got all these networking groups. And then, like when we were at Man Camp, she could not sit still while I was gone. She was home alone. She had nothing to do with her time other than think. And so what she did is she took care of all of the house projects that had been gathered up.
Shout out, Sam.
She fixed the dishwasher. She repaired one of the outlets in the closet.
Really?
Oh yeah, no,
That's awesome.
She changed the motor in the vacuum. She went through and all of these things that she had been wanting to do. The belt drive.
So you hold her back. So what you're saying is you hold her back.
Yeah, 100%. Well, no,
Thinking the same thing.
so we're at man camp, and I call her. It's like Sunday, you know,
Yeah.
and she's like, oh, you know, I can't wait for you to get home. I've been, you know, this whole
Show
time
you
I've
what
just
I've
been.
done.
Well, no, the whole time she's just like, I haven't been able to relax. Like, I don't know. I'm not, you know, I miss you when you get home. So I get home, and she's like, yeah, I couldn't sit still. I couldn't sit still. And I'm like,
That's awesome.
You need to relax. And she's like, well, I've been waiting for you to get home so I can
Yeah,
relax.
of course.
And
Of
I'm
course,
like,
Sam,
all right,
the owner of
Minuteman Press.
yeah, Minuteman Press here in Chris Lake, sponsor of the show. They do it all. If you got to put your name on it, they'll figure out a way to do it. I mean, it's small business, big business, doesn't matter. Printing, swag, whatever. You need little tchotchkes. They do the little tchotchkes too, right? I mean, they do it all.
Everything
great.
from keychains to sweatshirts to pad folios.
That's
Support,
it.
support
Oh.
local.
Oh,
They
pad
just-
folios.
They just did these really sexy leather pad folios with the company colors on them.
Yeah,
Oh, like little zipper. Oh, the zippers.
I love a
they-
good pad
Oh,
folio.
who doesn't love a good pad folio,
That's
right?
it.
Especially when you can fit the actual steno legal pad right in there
Oh yeah,
with the removable pad. That's
Love
awesome.
that.
Why not?
yeah. That's money right there.
100%.
I've got like 8 million of them.
Oh yeah.
I've got one that I've had for probably the last 20 years that I use when
Yeah.
I'm trying to put shit. Oh yeah, I put shit together. I got spiral note. Every deal or project that I'm working on has a spiral notebook.
You know what's so
And
funny
that
about that?
spiral notebook finds its way into my
So
thing. Uh-oh.
so I never in my life like when I was in school I took extensive notes, right? I love taking notes, but in real life I don't take
Do
a
you
lot
love
of
taking
notes.
notes or you need to remember?
No, I mean I enjoyed it. Like it helps me focus. Like I had my system, but in real life I don't do that very often. My dad passed. I went through all this stuff, stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of spiral bound notebooks, handwritten notes of everything.
Yeah.
Oh, take a half, drop your shoulder 90 degrees, blah, 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 on the backswing for your golf stroke, blah, blah, blah. Pages and pages. And it's like, why are you taking notes on a golf swing? Just go swing the golf club. Like, he's watching YouTube videos and he's taking
You know why?
extensive notes.
He's locking it into
Everything.
his brain.
Everything he did.
Right. But
Expensive notes.
that's how he gets it locked into his brain.
Yeah.
I can totally associate with that because that's me. That's what I was saying. I have notebooks for every project so I can have things listed
Yeah.
down, right? And when I write it down,
Yeah.
it's in my brain.
Yeah.
We talk about it.
Sure.
Yeah, you got a 50-50 shot that it's getting through the door.
Yeah, because you're not a Zen guy, so you're not in the moment. So you're like,
Depending on the situation, right?
Right.
Sometime I could be spinning. I mean, depending on the deal, I could
Yeah.
be spinning. And like Steve was saying, going, all right, come on. I want to answer what you said 10 minutes ago because that's in the back of my head.
Yeah.
I need to answer. And then I say it and you go, what?
yeah,
I mean, you
Shade
Shade,
it.
I do it on the show here. I mean, I'm waiting to answer instead of listen.
I love Shayna. The emotional support spouse. She goes, I'm getting a vest. I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's a proven technique. Yeah, no, because you're using more senses. That's why, like when I talk with very successful people and they're like, "Hey, I journal," I always ask them, I'm like, do you pen and paper it or do you type it?" Right? Because
What have you found?
More
so.
no, a lot. It's 50-50. A lot of it depends what they're used to.
Yeah.
I'm a pen and paper. I got a pen and paper.
100%.
So
Right.
I'm both, but I
Yeah.
get something different out of it. If
Mm.
I'm relaxing and just trying to get things out of my head,
Yeah.
pen and paper works. If I actually have a direction, I need to be typing it because it's faster and
Yeah.
I can adjust. But yeah, I'm not a notes guy.
Yeah.
See, for me, I'm definitely a notes guy. And what helps me is like if I'm having an issue or having a problem or just whatever, having a meltdown, if you will, I write it down.
But
And
like,
then I read it and go, well, why is that why is that causing this issue for you? What else is behind, right? Why
Yeah.
are you letting this
well,
hit you? Because when I start writing it down, my brain actually has to slow down.
Yeah.
To pay attention
When
to
you
it and to,
mentioned-
and to file it, if you will.
you mentioned the way that it catches your senses, right?
Yeah.
So like there is, for me, that's not necessarily with note taking specifically, but when it comes to like reading a book, right?
Yeah.
If I'm reading on my phone, if I'm reading on anything digital, it does not hit me the same as if I can smell the book, if I can feel the paper
Very
in my
much the
hands.
same way.
It
Yep.
it's a
I
totally
gotta be
different
able to flip
experience.
back a couple pages.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Well,
I'm very much the same
the
way.
texture, the smell of that printing, like the
Right, it puts you in a different mindset.
It does. It
Yeah.
helps you. It helps. It makes a different experience altogether.
Right. So and it's a mindset and it's your brain. And for me, once again, on the phone versus paper, I feel like I get way more out of paper for your reasoning too. You can flip back. Yeah, you can do it on the phone. But
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, why it is, but that's what works for me. Writing things down, right, and reading out of a book. I can't on the phone doesn't seem as much. Now visually, if I watch something, that literally just sears into my brain.
Yeah, yeah. I have to get dirty, right? The best way I learn is by doing,
That's
not
the only way to do it.
not by just reading or taking notes.
Right.
Right. But I'm a great test taker. I piss a lot of people off.
See, I suck. I suck at test taking.
Yeah.
So, but Shayna says it'd be fun to leave a depiction of an undercover life to be discovered when I pass. So, in some of these notebooks,
Really mess
your
with people.
family's reading through like, what?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So those notebooks for me, I actually I get rid of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know that I want people when I pass away to really look at some of the things I was thinking about.
Yep.
Not that they're bad, right?
See-
But I don't know why. It's just one of those things. I'm like, I don't know if that's something I want to leave behind because I know my wife will read everything.
Just in the margin of one of those notebooks. I hope the kids find their real dad one day.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this right now. My kids know they're mine. It's
funny.
undeniable by looking at them and talking to them.
I'm the opposite, man. Anything I've ever put work into for any reason, I still have. And the same with my wife. So we have in our bookshelf, the bottom row is all binders filled with notebooks that are just handwritten notes on, biology, physics,
Yeah.
foreign languages, stuff from college.
Right.
Yeah, the typical stuff, biology,
yeah,
physics, foreign languages.
But nothing, not like all of that is kept and meticulously organized in our house. We've got a filing cabinet that's
One's,
got like
one's
the rest
titled
of it.
KGB. I don't understand what that means.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Sprinkle the alleged on there.
but like, yeah, we don't throw any of that away. And if I do write down anything, like I play a video game. It's called Satisfactory. It's you do a lot of math and engineering.
Is it very satisfactory?
It's not.
I'm just going to ask you, is it satisfying?
It's yeah.
Why do you play?
Yeah, no, I mean it can be, right? But you're basically it's literally just a bunch of math. You're putting machines together, you're doing item flow. So it's a bunch of calculus, bunch of math, figuring out what to do.
You lost me at math.
All of these pages that I handwrite all my my stuff on.
Yeah.
Sam keeps those and she puts them somewhere. I don't know if she's like putting them away somewhere, but like when I fill up a sheet and I toss it to the side and I'm on to the next one, she grabs that, she goes and saves it somewhere.
Are you a front and back writer on a piece of paper, or
Yeah,
you just do the front?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then lately I've been using I don't have notebook paper in front of me, so I've been using these big note cards and I just write real small on them. And she takes them, she throws them somewhere. I don't know. But she won't let me throw them out. She's like, well, you know, that represents hours and hours and hours of work.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, I guess you're not wrong.
With that being said, you said earlier we were talking about routine. So when you schedule your day,
Yeah.
are you on paper or are you on your phone?
No, it's all in my Google Calendar.
It's on Google
on my
Calendar.
Google Calendar.
Okay. So I had for me.
Because I color code everything.
Yeah.
Color.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's
You're a
paper.
color
It's paper.
Yeah. If it's red, it's personal. If it's purple, it's for the college. If it's sage, it's for here. If it's blue, it's for Main Street Mindset, my other business. And yeah, so we just go. So that way I know what hat to put on.
Yeah.
But you know what? Right now, Cars, CARSS here in Crystal Lake, they will pick your car up from work for you. You don't have to make an extra trip. They'll take care of your oil change, your brakes, your rotors, whatever it is that you have done, your transmission, I don't know, whatever a car thingy needs to be done. And they'll get it taken care of for you and deliver your car back to work. All while you don't have to worry about getting it there or how to get back or renting a car,
That's
any of that
huge.
good stuff, Ubering. They do a great job over there. Check them out at carsauto.com. Now it's time to jump in to the beans. This is the part of the grounds where we jump in the grind and pull out there's something in there. There's a couple somethings in there. We're going to pull one out. And this is what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared on this one now.
Oh yeah, get the glasses.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. What aren't? I'm assuming it should be they telling us instead of the telling us.
Yeah, what
Is that
aren't-
yours, Steve?
yeah.
No.
Oh, is that yours?
What aren't they telling us?
I mean,
We don't have a long enough show for
Oh well, I don't know.
that. Explain.
I can't. That's just what it is.
What? I
Go
mean,
with it.
Well, who's they?
well, yeah, let's start with the grander. I mean, it would be easier to list the things that they do tell us.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the proverbial they and the proverbial us, they don't tell us shit. What aren't they telling us? Everything.
It's for you to find out.
Yeah.
You have to learn. You have to learn to dig.
No, I mean, obviously, I take that as the generalized, like the government, Big Brother. What don't they tell us?
Well, that's
as
why
the
I'm
people.
asking. What's the they?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would identify the they as like the
Well,
looming government presence, Big Brother style.
what's an easy
Like, what
answer?
aren't they telling us? You know.
Right. What aren't they telling you? What
Yeah.
they don't want you to know.
Well, right, which is everything.
Which is the truth. What aren't they telling you? The truth. Straight
Yeah.
up. I mean, that's how I feel. I just, like news these days, I can't even watch it.
No,
It's just so nuts.
no, and it's all fake. I was watching.
Is
I-
it?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the thing, though. You don't know.
Oh, I was
So is that
watching-
the truth or this is truth?
So
You don't know. And how do you decipher?
so my mom was watching. She watches this program where they put all the news segments together on the same screen, and then they show
Yeah.
you comparative like side by sides. They had, and I'm not even kidding you, over 50 images on the screen at the same time, and all across different networks from Fox, CBS, NBC, all of CNN, all of these people, and like giving the exact word for word same speech at different times
Yeah.
throughout the last 2 years. The exact word for word, same written speech. And they put it up on the screen. So all 50 people are talking at the exact same time. You can see them giving the speech. Somebody wrote that. That should tell you all these people infighting, telling you, oh, well, this network or this network or this network. 50 people all giving the exact word for word written speech. Same exact one.
So what aren't they telling us?
Right. Well, everything that's not that. Like that's a written line. You know what I mean? Like, wait.
I don't know how to answer that question, to be honest with you. I mean, because there's so many different things and what areas. And I mean,
Yeah, I
what does
mean-
it have to do with it?
Yeah.
There's a ton of things that we're not being told because they don't feel it's necessary. And I'm using they as obviously
That's
who you
stay
probably
there.
assume,
Stay
right?
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay there. That's their pronoun.
That's the. Are you sure? I don't know what I don't know. I know what I do know. I know what's going on, and I know that I don't trust a goddamn thing that anybody in power says anymore.
One of your best friends is in power.
He's not in. Well, I don't look that. I don't necessarily look at that
He's
as
an
power.
elected official.
No,
How
he
about
is an
that?
elected official. But here's the thing: I don't even think they have much power anymore.
No.
I really don't. With the stuff I've seen and the things we've talked about and what I've heard goes on in the Senate and shit like that, it's disheartening, But for me, it's also kind of like, well, there's nothing I can do. So I'm going to wake up every day and continue to do what I know is right, and the way that I was raised, to do what's right, to treat people the way I want to be treated, to work hard, to help people if I can. I don't have the bandwidth in my brain to even.
So
Really?
so you answered that question by saying the truth. What's the truth?
I don't know. I don't know because I'm not paying attention. But you ask what you're saying. What aren't they telling us? I
Yeah.
don't know.
So-
I think the truth is what comes out of me.
So it's funny because you were like, well, we could spend the whole episode talking about that. And it's funny because not only could we spend the whole episode talking about that, a lot of people spend their entire lives worried about that exact question. They spend their whole lives worried about what aren't they telling us, and they will live and die never knowing what they aren't telling us. But people
And if
are
we're-
obsessed
So-
with that question.
So here's the deal. I think they're telling us everything. We are just negative people who don't trust whoever's telling the story that they're telling us everything. Right? And here's an example. I'm going to give you a list of numbers: 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 10. Here's the list of numbers I'm giving you: 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 10. What numbers are missing?
6 and 9.
3, 6.
3, 6. 6, 7, 8, 10.
3, 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6. 6.
No.
but they're not. If I was trying to do it
because
chronologically,
right,
that's
because
missing.
you
but
gave us the numbers, so
Right,
you weren't
Right,
ordering
right.
them.
When I gave you the numbers, there were no numbers missing from the list I gave
Right.
you.
Right.
But because,
because
we're
of the way your
negative, we
brain-
go, wait, 3, 6, and 9 are missing out of that.
Well, I don't know if I would go
Sure.
negative for that one. It's the way we were taught, because the first thing you think of is chronological order, right? And so our order there is no order anymore. So, and we're not, and what you just did to us is a perfect example, because we really didn't listen to the question properly.
No, I think you did.
Hmm?
Well,
Did
and
we?
also,
Did we?
and also, I
Yes,
don't believe
because
your
the question
answer.
was, what numbers are missing? There weren't any numbers missing from the list that I gave you.
Right.
But we as humans go, something should be there. That's why I say, I think they're telling us everything. We choose to go 3, 6, and 9 are missing. I got to look into 3, 6, and 9. Why are 3, 6, and 9 missing from that list? No, it's just a list that I gave you.
Keeps you
Right.
busy.
Right. So our brains are wired to try to solve things. That's what we don't understand, right? Solves the mystery on how to keep us alive. It solves, you know what I mean? I don't think about breathing. It just, my brain goes, you're breathing, right? I don't think about my heart beating. The brain's just like, right. So, your brain's designed to keep you alive and solve things. And we as people go, wait, there has to be something missing here. And Steve is bright enough to go onto a media platform and go, I think there's something missing here. 3, 6, and 9. And now we all go, what happened to 3, 6, and 9? Hey, why is it, So I think they're telling us everything. I think we choose to put holes into that cheese to make it Swiss cheese.
100%.
I mean, it
As
depends
far
on.
as choosing the holes,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't believe that they're necessarily telling us everything.
No, there's certainly not, depending on the
Well,
situation.
maybe they are telling us everything, but I don't believe it to be the truth, right? They're telling us everything they want us to hear. Is how I feel. Like there's an agenda, right, and a way to get everyone to start thinking in a certain way, right? To put that question here, what is missing? Well, nothing, because you said us the numbers, but we're going, because you said missing, our brain goes, well, wait a minute, you're right, something is missing. What happened to it? Let me spend my time evaluating what happened to those numbers, when it really, in the big picture, don't mean jack shit. It distracts you.
Right. I mean, we literally, Scott, guys of our age, we literally said everything in the Encyclopedia Britannica was it.
That was the truth.
We don't know the monkeys that were writing those things and putting their own, right? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But we're
That's
like,
what we were taught.
this is the truth.
Right,
It's,
this
it's
is
in the
your gospel right here.
encyclopedia,
Yeah.
right? And now the encyclopedias, does anybody no?
It's on your phone.
Right? You know what I mean?
Right.
So now take the encyclopedias, and if we were in today's society, we'd be like, well, Steve wrote this bullshit on man being on the moon. This is ridiculous. There were no men on the moon, right? But Steve wrote it in the encyclopedia, and we all did the book reports on it and said, hey, this
Must be true. It's written down.
Must be true.
There was a weird shift that happened, and this was while I was in school, so you guys would have missed this. But so when I was in school, Wikipedia was new, right? So it wasn't 100. It was out there. You could use it, you could reference it, but you could not cite it as an official source. It didn't count as an actual encyclopedia source. So when you were writing a paper, you could use Wikipedia, you could read information off of it, but you could not cite it as your cited source of information. Then at some point, when I was in school, they made a determination, and they said, hey, officially Wikipedia is far more accurate now than the Encyclopedia Britannica ever was, specifically because it's constantly updated, constantly changing, and things that we used to think were true, and science moves on, all these things move forward, and the encyclopedia stays the same. And then moving forward, they allowed you to use Wikipedia as a cited source for term papers and research papers.
Yeah, Wikipedia, and that's just I can go in and change anything.
You could,
It's not-
but then somebody will change it back within a day. You weren't allowed to use
Not
it
if I
as
put
your
my name
only
on it.
source, but you were allowed to use it as a source.
Not if I put my name on it. People believe me. I've got podcasts.
you got clout.
You got credibility.
I got credibility. Shannon says, I disagree. The holes are there in the cheese, but some can't see them. Right? Well, yeah. Right? And we call these people blissful. And we don't know the monkeys. That's a t-shirt. It has to be a white-faced capuchin monkey.
Yeah.
That way we eliminate
just brings us full
any
circle then.
racial things. And not yet. I will though. I will get to that, but not yet. Yeah. So if you ask me, you know, I think they're telling us everything. I think that we choose to hear or not hear what we want to hear, right? And things get redacted and black markered out, right? But they're there. And, you know, especially now in today's society, you know, any little thing can get blown up and looked at by 500 different angles and, you know, and watch out for holograms because it's a real thing, now, right? It's a real thing now. You know, so what's real, what's not, it's AI, what's not, you know, and I think we, everything's there, right? It's what we choose to read or focus or go down which hole.
There's enough information out there in the
yeah.
world. You can make your reality real by reading anything and everything. There's if you want to find it, it's out there. You'll find it. If
Yeah.
you set your brain to
That's
it,
what I
your
mean.
brain will find it for
That's
you.
what I mean.
Right? Just like you know, out the
Yeah.
you will find it. If you set your brain to it, you will find what you're looking for, good,
yeah.
bad, or indifferent.
Well,
I think they understand that and they're like, let's just put it out there.
Right.
Half the people won't believe it.
Right.
The other half will say, you know, yeah, it's gospel, right? I mean, I think it's there. I think it's, you know, everything. I think it's 100% there. But that's why I say is you choose, you know, to Shannon's point, the holes are in the cheese. Perhaps some people just choose not to see the holes.
Right.
Right. And rather be on the cheese part. Yeah.
They don't want to see the breakup in the whole discussion, right? The information highway.
Yeah, and Shannon's like, when I converse online, I insist on pre-90s definitions.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's another thing that I before I get into a hard discussion too. It's like, who are they?
Right.
Define they. You know.
Shayna said it. Cognitive bias, also known as confirmation bias.
Yeah.
Scott said it. If you want to find something,
You'll find it.
you'll find it.
Yeah.
And that's not because it's necessarily true. It's because if you want to find it, you will find it.
Right.
Because
You're programming yourself to
so
find it.
if I'm going along your assumption that all the information is out there,
Yeah.
then what you're saying is it's just so flooded with other bullshit that nobody can ever possibly be sure on what it is.
Right.
But it is out there. But it's just out there alongside of so much nonsense that you would never
Well, sure.
be able
Hey,
to,
man,
to locate it.
you know, give me a whiskey and water on the rocks, and I can never get drunk. You can give me more water than whiskey, but you've given me the whiskey and water on the rocks, right? Right. The whiskey's in there, right? And you're paying top dollar for that, but I'm just giving you a splash instead of, you know, more whiskey than
Right.
water.
Yeah.
I mean, it all depends on what, right? It's all there. Right.
You know, the thing for me that's interesting with what you say is they put out that information, right? The truth or whatever you're saying, but you can look at what they tell you in such a different manner from what they tell us, how Steve looks at it, right? You look at what they say and you come to this conclusion, if you will. You can look at it, come to this conclusion, right? And so that's where things start
Well, sure. I mean, that's
hammering back and forth.
Well, and then the entire idea of a conspiracy theory is that they are conspiring to give you false information, right?
To lead you down the wrong road.
And that's the they in the situation. All right, because somebody has to conspire to hide something from you, hide the truth from you. So, I mean, if you
yeah, and I agree with Shannon. She's right. She's saying the same thing. It's heartbreaking to see how unable people are to support what they are so passionate about. They can't debate ideas past sound bites. I mean, that's our entire congressional. You know, all the people that all they do is argue to try to get a sound bite out.
yeah.
They're not trying to solve
They're not
anything.
trying to
They're not
solve the
trying to
problem.
prove anything. What they want to do is get a sound bite out.
Oh.
That's it.
And that's the worst when you're talking to somebody and they say the bumper sticker and they say it like they just dropped a bomb on you and you're like, you quoted a bumper sticker. We're having this is a real conversation. This isn't like a Facebook post. Like, did you think that was we're gonna move on past that?
Yeah, no, Charlie was a very good debater. Yeah, I mean, and a lot of you know, again, what a lot of people don't understand with debates is if you're strong, if you're strong in your conviction, if you're strong in your side of the debate, it comes across very good, right? If the other person's not as strong in their stance, then you come out looking better.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
The danger there, though, is is arguing with zealots, because then you do come across people that vehemently believe what they believe for no reason.
Correct.
So that's where that line gets blurry.
Right. Well, and you used the word arguing, right? That for me is one thing that I hope and wish, and I'm trying to change, where people can just actually have a real, like back in the day, you can actually have a conversation when you can be on two complete opposite ends of a spectrum and have a decent conversation and still walk away, maybe not happy, but understanding, right? And just move on and accept the fact that that's okay. You can have just like you always say, help me understand, right?
Yeah.
To walk away from it. You just simple conversations these days. I'm very observant, and I listen to some, when I'm sitting places. My ears, unfortunately, not unfortunately, my ears are really good.
Yeah.
So I can hear a lot of, and some of the shit that comes through, and you hear people, it's just a simple conversation about the color's blue. Nope, it's whatever. Like they've got to argue with the Navy. Right. Is that blue?
It's
Okay.
blue, right.
Okay, so you just explained everything wrong with online discourse in one sentence. You cannot.
Wait, is that a good? Hold on,
Yeah,
is that a
right,
good
is
thing?
that good or
No,
bad?
it is. It's a
Oh,
good
it's
thing.
good. Okay.
No,
I'm like, wait, it's too early. You goddamn it.
so that's the difference. When I say arguing, I am saying arguing. I'm not saying conversing. I'm not saying reasonable discourse, and I'm not saying debate. Why? Because in order to have any of those, you have to be operating from the same set of truth, the same set of universal fact. And if you are arguing from a different set of universal truth, then you are not debating. You're never going to find common ground because you're arguing from a different standpoint as somebody else. If you cannot find the common ground to start the conversation, it's not a conversation, it's an argument.
Yeah.
If you say it's blue and I say it's red or navy or green or whatever, that's an objective fact. We can both look at it. You're telling me it's blue. I obviously can see it's blue, but if I refuse to admit it's blue, we cannot start a decent conversation. Until I can admit the common ground of the fact that that's blue, we can't have a conversation about it.
Right. Well, and that's where I said, how old are you when you can no longer change your mind?
Now, yeah.
Right.
Well, and that's why I texted back when I'm dead.
Wrong.
I disagree. I can't.
You're
I'm dead. I can't change my mind.
You're set in your ways.
Changing my ways or changing my mind.
Changing your mind.
We got Cap in
Maybe
the
I'm
house.
looking at it. Maybe I'm looking at it a little bit differently than when you asked it, because that's why right away I came up with that. I'm like, I change my mind all the time.
Mm-mm.
I look at my views.
You may change your opinion, or your.
But my mind. Okay, so explain to me what you mean by changing your mind.
Look, you're. Has
changing
anybody ever said, Scott, you're set in your ways?
I'm sure they have.
So that's your mind, right? You're set in your ways. So then that's where people understand. That's where look. You're not going to change my mind on this. You may sway my opinion, right? But at a certain age, it doesn't matter. I believe what I believe. I believe in what I believe in. And unless lightning strikes me, you know what I mean? There's no way, right? So I can tell you I'm a Christian. I believe that Jesus died and rose again, right? To save me. And you're not going to change my mind on that, right? I'm set in my ways, right?
Isn't that more of a belief than I see? That's why I'm asking.
That's
What changes your mind?
No, so there is an actual chemical thing that can happen in your brain. It's commonly referred to as the aha moment, and it's exceedingly rare. It's where your brain actually fires, the frontal cortex fires repeatedly all at once, and it makes a connection that it hadn't otherwise made before. Those are exceedingly rare moments, and traditionally that's when your brain is actually able to change, is during something like that. Otherwise I mean, you can change, but it takes a long grueling time, many years of practice and effort to change the way that you physically think, the way that your brain processes information and handles situations.
Well, that's okay. That I get, but when you posed that question out to me, thinking changing my mind, like, oh, I think I prefer this, or I want to do that. Well, let me change your mind because this sounds more fun. That's kind of what I thought you were getting at, right? Because I have the prerogative to change my mind. I can't change what's in my brain, like what I've learned and my morals, my values, that type of stuff.
That's what I mean.
Okay, then I get that. Yes, you can't really. I mean, you're set in your ways. You can change your beliefs, or you can have different opinions of things, but it's not going to change
Right.
the baseline.
So
Okay, now I get
all
where
these
you're coming
people, all these people on social media, right? Who
Oh, yeah.
you know, and I'm like, well, I don't agree with you. I see what you're saying, and I see it from your point of view. I don't agree with you, right? Because I'm set in my ways. I believe in what I believe in. My mind is set
So
at
is it-
56 years old on this is it.
So in one of those questions, then would that be kind of the mindset of you can't see the forest through the trees? Right? You're not going to change your mind because you had said aha moment,
Mhm.
right? You said not going to change your mind. But did they give you a good enough argument to go, wait a minute? Or because for like me, when someone starts telling me I'm wrong or looking at something and trying to make me feel like my decision is wrong, I will shut off. Right. And try to
Well, that's-
reevaluate, right?
But
Right.
that's why that's exceedingly rare. Because like
Right.
Kent could be saying something that he believes in so thoroughly, and he
Right.
could make so much sense to me, and that it makes my brain click. And I'm like, you know what? I do understand your point. I hadn't previously thought about it. You know, but again, that's more. I mean, from the definition we're given, that's my brain accepting the information and being willing to change, not actually changing. My opinion is changing, but not my brain itself, my mind,
Right.
which is what I think Kent is saying. But I was with you. I mean, like, as far as your opinion, you're never too old to change your opinion.
Correct.
But I mean, you do reach a point where you're pretty set in your ways. I
Right.
do. I mean,
And,
most people reach that.
depending on the conversation and the subject, right? I mean, something like okay, but other things like it's hard to change.
I know a bunch of stubborn assholes that are in their 30s that'll never change. Like I think that's
yeah.
a person to person thing too.
Well,
like
yeah.
it's not
It is person
necessarily
to
an
person.
age
Right.
thing.
It go-
Their environment in which they were
It
brought
go-
up. I mean,
it goes back to to what Shayna says. The holes are in the cheese. People just say, I don't see them.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm looking through that hole and I see cheese on the other side. So I don't see a hole, you know?
oh wow,
Yeah.
you just dug
Right.
deep. I can see cheese through the hole, but I can't see the hole.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So core beliefs aren't solid in everyone. That's why ads work. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. There's swaying. They're swaying. You're making people rethink yourself. Going, wait a minute.
You know,
Wait, is that not right? Right? Like
Yeah.
you see an ad and you go, wait a minute, why is that happening? What's happening? Then you'll start the conversation, right? Like, I think it's interesting when you watch, like you'll say, put an ad, how one person perceives that ad versus how the other person perceives that ad, and you're like, I didn't see that at all. What do you mean you didn't see that at all? That's because it's the way your brain is programmed to pick things out in front of you. Everybody looks and processes things differently. Like you can put a picture in front of somebody and everyone can see 25 different things, right? But it's the same goddamn picture.
Well, I thought it was a search and find. So there were 25 different things on there, Scott. I don't know.
Sir, we're not reading People Magazine.
Right.
We're not
No.
reading People
Shayna,
Magazine.
Shayna says Kent could be full of shit. It because you know him and his pattern.
Wait, she said could. That's the wrong ad.
Yeah,
it,
she was being polite.
Yeah, right. Thank you, Shayna.
it could be because you know him and his pattern that makes his view count. Why do we give this credit to strangers?
Yeah. No,
Exactly,
and that's
right.
that's an enormous point. You see somebody, you're like, oh, they said one thing I like, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this person's amazing. We're gonna hold them up on a pedestal. Why do we do that? You know,
Yeah.
celebrities specifically.
Oh my
They're
God.
just people.
They're right, and not always smart people. Like
Not smart
And a
people.
lot of times they're actually a lot dumber than
Right.
you think. They just got that
Well,
lucky
here's
break.
the thing. Why am I listening to life advice from somebody who lives a life I will never have, who can't see the world in the way that I see it and never will? Like, and I have no idea
I
the
will say this
qualifications.
though. Matthew McConaughey's got a new book out. It's called Prayers and Poems. Very good. And I love listening to him read
You
them.
just like his voice, don't you? He's so chill.
And he always hey, yeah.
No, I
Driving a Lincoln.
Showing up.
I got
It's actually pretty good. No, it's check
it?
it out. Yeah, it is.
I got
Okay.
Matthew McConaughey counting down at night. All right, now we're gonna go off into a deep sleep.
Come on.
I just need you to count back down from 10. We're gonna
There
start
it
at 10. Now
There
we're
it
down
is.
to 9 already. All right, all right, all
I'm
right.
already out.
Now,
I'm already asleep.
now we're down to 8.
I'm already asleep.
Yeah.
You gotta get a little whistle on your head.
You're gonna sleep and you're gonna dream of Lincolns.
Lincoln.
You're gonna Lincolns.
You guys are creeping me out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's great though.
That's funny.
Yeah, he wrote it. It's actually some very good stuff.
What's it called? Poems and what?
Prayers and Poems, I think.
Prayers and Poems.
Yeah, by Matthew McConaughey. Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Interesting.
because I get older and they stay the same age.
Yeah, I keep getting older.
Gotta keep on living. LIVIN.
Got 3 things he likes in life. All right,
Uh-huh.
all right, all right.
Oh man, what a great morning. Listen, folks, we can't thank you enough for stopping by, starting out your morning with us here at the grounds.
SMR.
Give him, yeah.
He does
So
have
true.
that voice, Shana. You're not
So
wrong.
true. Yeah, authentic is the new gold rush. I agree with that. But yeah, you know what? If you're just tuning in now, go like, smash, subscribe out there on YouTube. We're trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. We've got great things happening here all the time. We've got Around the Piano. We've got Let's Talk Local. We've got Lisa Rock the Boat is an incredible podcast, and Kelsey Adams just started her new one. First episode came out on Wednesday. Bottom of the suggestion box, a brilliant take for small business owners. Lastly, one that you just have to make sure you're catching is Roger That Chronicles. It's a podcast for veterans by veterans. You get some pretty neat stories in there. People who've given a lot to let you go on and thumb wrangle people on social media and your freedom. So it's amazing. Absolutely great. And of course, shout out to our new sponsor.
Minuteman Press of Crystal Lake. We design, print, and promote you for all your printing needs. Minuteman Press Crystal Lake, specifically Crystal Lake. Ask for Sam.
I think I just fell asleep from that ASMR.
Yeah, MinutemanCL.com. And our good friends over at Cars. You need your car worked on, even if it's a simple oil change. Need your wipers changed, whatever it is. Give them a call or check them out over at Cars, CARSS Auto.com. For all of us here at 216 Creator Studios, we can't thank you enough for hanging out with us on a Friday morning. Be good, be safe, and until next time, keep grinding.